Narendra Modi's BJP is closing in on a choice for Chief Minister of Delhi after winning control of the state in an election for the first time in 27 years. Meanwhile, Bangladesh's interim government is being criticised by India after the former home of Bangladesh's founder was destroyed amid ongoing violence. Well, here to unpack it all for us is Asia Society Policy Institute Assistant Director Dr. Rishi Gupta. Dr. Gupta, the BJP has won the Delhi Assembly elections and will return to power in the national capital after 27 years, a really big win for the party.
I would say yes, that's a pretty huge win for BJP, and mainly because for past 10 years, the ruling party, earlier Aam Aadmi Party, that was not up to the mark in terms of performance. There was a building anti-incumbency, and finally they had a lot of corruption charges. And I think this was a time for BJP to cash on it. And I think with Prime Minister Modi's clean image, providing good governance and better facilities, social services, social schemes, something that has been, very attractive to a lot of voters in Delhi. And recently, I think BJP also delivered a very good national budget where I think middle class has benefited a lot. And that's why I see a lot of things coming together for BJP, and that assured the victory.
In your view, do you think it was more a vote for the BJP or voters turning against the incumbent AAP? What let it down?
I would say both. Anti-incumbency was certainly a factor because the 10 years rule of Aam Aadmi Party, that was paralyzing. Basically, top leadership was in the jail. There was no governance, and at a certain level, there was governance. At the same time, the top leadership was not performing that well. Many of them were in the jail. So that was one of the factors. Second, I think in past 10 years, Mr. Modi at the national level has assured that in whichever states BJP is ruling, they will have a better facility, they will have better coordination, and certainly Delhi does not have a full state status, and that is where a lot of central role is there, and that is where the two opposite parties were always having issues, and somehow with BJP at the center, at the state as well, I think this will be something what BJP calls a double engine government. So I think this will pan out really well.
So do you think then the result will tell us more about the wider political sentiment being felt around the country?
I would say yes. Results are quite open to what has happened in past 10 years. And they exhibit a lot of unhappiness among the people. For example, in Delhi, it's a national capital. I live in Delhi, but if you go around the streets of Delhi, the condition is really worse. And that is primarily because the governance was not there. The top leadership, even the chief minister was in the jail for many months. So lack of management, lack of coordination within the party, within the Aam Aadmi Party. And I think that was visible to a lot of voters in Delhi. And I think we chose something that was better and stable for them at this point of time.
Well, so who will likely be New Delhi's chief minister? Who are the front runners? What can you tell us?
I think there are quite a few. I would say Mr. Verma, who is seen as a main contender primarily because he took upon the earlier chief minister Arvind Kejriwal, who lost against him. So I think he's seen one of the contenders. At the same time, with BJP, there has been a system that whosoever is seen in the public age does not become the chief minister. So for now, even to speculate will be too much to speculate. For now, I think BJP will have its own internal discussion. I assume it is going on, and I think within this week, we will have a face put to the chief minister's.
We'll wait to find out. Meanwhile, Dr. Gupta, Bangladesh has asked India to stop ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina making what it says are false statements from India, where she has fled to. Can you explain what's happened here?
I think Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, since she left Bangladesh in August last year, she has not made any statements. She has not been seen in the public eye. But recently she made a statement that was an online statement where she is actually expressing her anguish and anger over what is happening in Bangladesh, especially with the house that she lived in, and also the house of her father that is converted into museum, Mr. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And I think a lot of, and this is all attached to the historical a part of Bangladesh's independence and everything else, for which the Awami League, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's party, claims the legacy for. So that is one of the reasons that people are really not happy, and that's why she had to fled. At end of the day, she made a statement condemning that the acts of violence or acts of vandalism that has taken place in Bangladesh is not something that the people of Bangladesh should appreciate, and the international community should join to condemn it. And but at the same time, India has no role. I mean, that's what the Indian government's stand has been, that the remarks made by Prime Minister Hasina are made in the personal capacity. Indian government has no role, and I think any wise government would not take such calls. Certainly, India has given shelter, but that is mostly on the humanitarian ground, not for any other reasons.
Well, since Sheikh Hasina was ousted from power, the interim government has struggled to maintain law and order. Is this a concern for India? And what can you tell us about Operation Devil Hunt?
Operation Devil Hunt is mainly seen as a operation targeting the supporters of Awami League, because they have come in masse to protest against the people who are vandalizing these public properties, the historical evidences, the historical monuments primarily attached to the Awami League party or Sheikh Hasina's party. And that is where things have not gone well. At the same time, I would say there are two things that we can take from here, or the two outcomes. One is that there is a growing anti-India sentiment that is there in Bangladesh, and that is primarily because India has given shelter to Sheikh Hasina. And that is where I think for any reasonable country to see its own leader being given shelter by another country and then start enemizing that country, that doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I think there are growing sentiments that India will have to deal with. Second, I would say India and Bangladesh share a very porous border. And because of that, India has a lot of security concerns, and that will keep on happening. And everything that's unstable in Bangladesh, especially the political instability, there is no government, especially the people who feel prosecuted, especially people from the Awami League, they would want to leave the country. They are trying their ways to escape it, and the closest way for them, or the easiest way for them to reach to a safe destination, is India. That is where India's role comes in, that it has to ensure that nothing illegal comes in, and to protect its own border has been India's prime concern since August 2024.
Really interesting to talk. Dr. Rishi Gupta, thank you.
Thank you so much.